Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, my name is Muhammad Ashraf bin Azman. So our group will present about the QC tools and management planning tools in identifying problem in manufacturing company. Our group consists about 7 people, which is me, Muhammad Ashraf bin Azman, Aisyah Sakina, Nur Batrisha, Naziha, Nur Adis Najwa, Sabrina, and Rose Atika. As we move to the next part, the introduction. The 7 QC tools are easy to use tools. This instrument has been developed in Japan or brought to Japan by quality gurus like Deming and Juran. They are most importantly helpful. Koro Ishikawa said that these 7 tools can solve 90% of all problems, which means Ishikawa already said that these tools, which is the QC tools, can solve the problem very helpful, like 90% or above. The improvement in qualities are the most important parameters which have been analyzed and observed for a long time. Some people believe that good product quality would increase their productivity and performance in their market. This point can be highlighted that improvement in quality are the most important parameters, which means by improving our quality is a very important step to improve the productivity and performance in the market. But some believe that productivity and performance some believe that product quality would increase their productivity and performance in their market. But by applying the QC tools we can also increase the productivity and performance in the market by applying the QC tools. Okay, according to Karo Ishikawa, quality control which cannot show result is not quality control. Let us engage in QC which makes so much money for the company that we do not know what to do with. By having this, according to Ishikawa, this phrase means that by applying the QC tool, we'll make a big profit to our company, which can make that we don't have any idea to spend the money for, which means like a very profit to our company, has a big profit, maybe just like by applying these QC tools. Okay, this phrase have the meaning the quality control tools will increase the performance and the profit of the company to be at the top. By applying the QC tools, which is quality control tools, it can be increase the performance and profit also of the company to be at the top of the highest level in the global market or the local market also. So we move to the next part.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Naranis Najwa. Now I will present about flow diagram. This flow diagram basically tell about how top glove company makes their glove. There are about 12 steps. First, former cleaning. This process is all about dipping the glove former into acid bath and rinsing with the clean water. Then secondly, an alkaline bath to neutralize the acid that is, and then rinsing with water again. Next is a Gauquelin dipping. This process is dipping the clean former glove into Gauquelin bath. This is to help and ensure latex mixture and latex distribute evenly. Next process is drying. This process basically drying the glove from the wet to a ready-made glove. The fourth process is latex dipping. The text will fill with compounded latex. Latex layer will be formed on the glove former after goose drop this step. Next process is lacing. This process can be called as a provolcarization. This process is reduce chemical and protein on the surface of the glove. The longer laces process, the more effective can remove the protein. Next, bedding. Bedding is the stage where the chemicals are added, such as antioxidant, that can help prevent damage on rubber molecules in the final product by heat and moisture. That process is vulcanization. The process also added chemical to make rubber more strong and elastic. Next process is post-lacing. It's a bit similar with the lacing process just now. This process reduces the chemical on the latex glove. Next, slurring dipping. Slurring tank contains the cornstarch that can prevent latex gloves sticking in the tank. This process is acting as a preservation of the latex glove and assists in the latex glove donning process. Net stripping, the process basically have to process with the manual and automatically. The DJ company use automatic method that can increase the quality and safety latex glove that they produce. Next is tumbling process. This process basically to remove the excessive powder on the glove. Lastly, the powder-free glove. The latex glove will place into chlorine water that will transform into powder-free latex glove. The glove will turn into inside and outside. The process is repeated. The powder-free glove are placed back into dryers when the bathing process is complete. That's all from me. Thank you.
A check sheet is a data recording device. The purpose of a check sheet is to ensure data is collected carefully, systematically, and accurately. Given a list of items or events, the user of a check sheet marks down the number of times a particular event or item occurs. From the above check sheet, we found that the type defects during production of latex or rubber glove is included raw material, are not well mixed, packaging damage, improper storage, labeling errors, and missing component. The number of time or how frequent the defect occurs is recorded every 4 hours of production, which is one whole complete process. The common defect among the 5 defects is packaging damage that has frequency of 11, which means top glove company faces this problem almost every day. As for the least frequent of defect was the missing component, which is only 3 times per process. This company was aware about their machinery component. After that, improper storage that have 4 frequency, which high on Monday and least on Friday. Besides, raw material are not well mixed have 5 frequency, which means sometimes the rubber that they get every day might have some defects because of different supplier. And lastly, labeling error have 9 frequency. This is because of have many trouble in packaging that damage, then give a lot of defect to labeling too.
So we move to the Pareto diagram. 5 problems have already been identified by the company in its production, which is the first problem is packaging damage, labeling errors, raw material are not well mixed, improper storage, and missing component. So to create the Pareto diagram, we have to arrange the problem from the highest until to the lowest, which we can see the highest is packaging damage, which has the frequency 11 and also have the percentage of 34%, followed by the labeling errors, have the frequency 9 and have the percentage of 28%. Next, raw material are not well mixed, have the frequency 5 and the percentage are 16%. The improper storage, we have the frequency 4 and the percentage are 13%. Lastly, missing component have the frequency 3 and have the percentage 9%. As we have to create the Pareto diagram, we have to make the cumulative frequency by adding the frequency by one by one. As we can see in the slide, the cumulative frequency of packaging damage is 11 and followed by the labeling errors, which is the cumulative frequency is 20. Raw material are not well mixed, have the cumulative frequency 25. Improper storage have the cumulative frequency 29. Missing component have the cumulative frequency 32. So we have to create the Pareto diagram based on the frequency and cumulative frequency also. As we complete the cumulative frequency and the frequency, we can create the Pareto diagram as you guys can see in the slide, which is you can see this the blue bar is the frequency, which show the frequency of the problems, and the orange line is the cumulative of percentage. as we can see in the slide, I already calculated the cumulative percentage, which is the first one of packaging damage is 34%, labeling errors 62%, raw material are not well mixed 78%, improper storage 91%, missing component 100%. After we calculate the cumulative of percentage, we can create the Pareto diagram, as you guys can see in the slide, that I already created based on this graph. So that is all. We move to the next part.
The above affinity diagram shows the classification of the large number of issues into the 6 logical groups, which are in terms of workplace, worker, machine, materials, method, and packaging. Affinity diagram is said to be similar to the cause-effect diagram that usually categorizes the cause of the problem into the related subgroup or the related areas in the fine bone shape. After the evaluation has been made by the management, they have a strong consideration on the issues that have caused the impact on the productivity, which mean by those factors that would affect the production of the rubber glove for the company of the top glove. In terms of worker, there are several issues that contribute to the defect problem, such as the worker lack of proper on-job training and lack of experience in operating the machine. Other than that, the poor attitude and behavior, such as lack of safety awareness and poor punctuality, also the cause toward the problem in the productivity. For the machine categorical, lack of maintenance and low machine cleanliness is lead to the frequent machine breakdown and hence that affect the product defect problem. While the third group affect toward the company product defect is the packaging itself. The fourth was cause of the workplace, which is distraction and conflict. Unproductivity employees in the workplace cause distraction, and one distracted worker can easily impact all of the other employees around. In addition, the fifth was caused by the method. Lack of the stated standard operating procedure (SOP) had caused the employee to make according to their own preference and make things out of the supervision. And the last cause was within material, which caused improper storage, understandard, and missing component also contribute to the impact of the production of the rubber glove.
We discovered the effect and problem that top glove manufacturing company face is the defect issue that mainly caused by 5 major classification of cause with one addition cause, which are men, methods, materials, machine, environment, and also packaging. Based on slide, if we look at manpower, lack of motivation may be caused by job insecurity, feeling undervalued, no development opportunities, and so on. Lack of experience, which is maybe caused by lack of knowledge or skill. Lack of training may cause employees do not understand how to do their job. Based on machine, there is lack of maintenance that cause of lack of spare part or mechanic to repair the machine. As for deterioration of lubricant may be related to oxidation, thermal breakdown, microdistilling, and additive depletion. Out of date machine may cause crash and system downtime, increase costs, and decrease productivity. As for environment, that relate by humidity, untidy workplace, and high temperature. Maintaining humidity is essential in industrial environment. Workplace should always be in tidy state so we can prevent any unsafety incidents. The effect of high temperature may cause heat waves, dirt, and gas emission. Next is methods. The process must be done accurately, as taking gloves out of mold correctly, If it taken from the modes incorrectly may cause contamination of gloves and further consequence. Incorrect method for drying gloves may cause unhygiene for the gloves. As for materials, improper storage of material can cause several potentially catastrophic risks. Also, it will costly. If used the understanded materials can cause unfavorable direct materials efficiency variance. Lastly, for packaging damage may cost time and money for the manufacturer, and if out of stock may cause decreasing in forecasting and ordering accuracy.
Alright, for the next part is the result using one of the QC tools, which is interrelationship diagram. Before I start show the result, I will give a short briefing about what is interrelationship diagram. Interrelationship diagram is the diagram that states a cause-effect diagram between affinity diagram. The issue already been categorized into its related group and had been transferred into the interrelationship diagram. The relationship between each issue is created one by one while focusing on the cause and effect relation. This means by drawing the outgoing arrow, the cause affect the effect or affect the other factors. The incoming arrow, by contrast, is drawn to it. The main purpose of this diagram is to establish a connection among each of the factor and then to find among the large pool of question and theoreticals. Alright, so we go into the result and we got three results based on the interrelationship diagram. The first issue that we have found is lack of training with the highest number of outgoing, which is 7, and ingoing error is 5. The lack of training issue has led to other problem. We're going to look the diagram back so we can see what the problem that needed. Alright. The lack of training issue has led to other problem, which is of lack of experience, untidy workplace, high temperature environment, taking glove out of model incorrectly, improper storage, understanded, and lack of maintenance. And this problem might be happen because of company did not provide a team building or a lot of training to their new or internal workers, so the company led to a lack of skilled worker. Alright. For the second problem that we have found is lack of maintenance, which is it has 6 outgoing arrow and 2 arrow ingoing. Okay. Lack of maintenance can affect the high temperature, environment, out of dates, machine, inappropriate setting, deterioration of lubricant, measuring tools are out of order, and drying gloves. And the root cause of the maintenance issue is from lack of training and experience manpower in organizations. Alright. Okay, for the last issue is that we have found is the diagrams show the improper storage. The issue can be collected as 5 outgoing arrow and 3 ingoing arrow. So, improper storage may cause by drying glove, understanded lack of training between worker, inappropriate setting, and inaccurate issue in machine. And this issue comes from lack of training, humidity, and untidy workplace. So that's all from me. Thank you.
This is our tree diagram to improve defect use. The main procedures are improve process, plan for quality, and effective teamwork. Firstly, customer-based focus and problem-solving skills that lead to continuous improvement of goods and services are important aspects of quality management. The company should record items rejected by customers in the past, deliver defects, and instruct the processing team to pull specific product from the production line or adjust label specifications. They should also monitor the installation of defects tracking mechanisms such as alarms, if a part exceeds the weight limit. Besides that, top glove companies should have a checklist to check such as reliability, quality, and efficiency of packaging. Next, the company should use set of quality standards and monitor the processed goods at every stage to ensure the goods remains in acceptable condition. To achieve consistency, the company must ensure that employees are responsible for managing quality standards on the production line through adequate training. If the company seeks accreditation to quality standard or mark, it is the responsibility of the quality assurance manager to train and prepare employees for the audit process.
Good day. Today I'm going to present about the matrix diagram. Matrix diagram is a new management planning tool which is used for analyzing and displaying the relationship between data sets. This is the matrix diagram of top glove. The criteria that are taken into account in order to make some improvement in development or service quality are low cost, shorter time, priority, and competency of operator. The impact, as you can see, low cost has the highest impact. Shorter time, the next shorter time with 7 impact. Priority with 6, and the lowest impact is for competency of operator. We use 2 refined ranges for comparing the final 7 solution with 4 criteria. The colored triangles, which carries 9 marks, shows highly affected areas, whereas the medium affected areas are shown with green circle with 5 marks, which carries 5 marks. There's one top rating for the solution with the highest mark of 243 after the matching and counting for the matrix diagram has been done. The decision-making method has got the highest rank. As the decision-making method have the highest rating of the total 7 solutions, the alternatives, it must be first solved compared to the other alternatives, other solutions. If the company resolves these options, the company will make substantial changes in the process. Thank you.
In conclusion, quality control is a mechanism that allows an organization to determine the desired quality goals to be achieved. In-depth and detailed knowledge of the products and services produced by the organization is essential to develop this quality system. This organizational structure or quality management should reflect the belief that quality is a shared responsibility while enabling the integration of quality efforts with other functions within this organization. How activities are organized is very critical. This defect root cause analysis system can be combined with the current quality control system and implemented in every part of the product manufacturing process based on total quality control. Constraint and challenge in terms of gathering accurate and useful information for system development.